folks, welcome to Rap Roll Call's June Roundup Volume 2. Today is July 1st, and we're just going to be covering the second half of June releases, or our picks at least. Sorry, Drake. Today we're going to talk about J-Rock's Redemption,
Nasir,
Westside
Gunn, Supreme Blientel, aka Chris Benoit,
and AKTHESAVIOR from Underachievers' new mixtape, Second to None.
Yeah.
So, thanks for tuning in.
All right, check it out. So, June 15th saw the return of Top Dog Entertainment's J-Rock. It's been 3 years since his last release, 90059. Came out with Redemption this last month. Long awaited. Everybody's pretty hyped about it. You know, he sort of teased a track for it back with the Black Panther soundtrack, King is Dead.
Go get it, I gotta go get it, I gotta go get it, I gotta go get it. My name gon' hold up, my team gon' hold up.
And then started releasing a few tracks leading up to it. And yeah, thoughts?
It was a win.
Yeah. Win.
Win.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, it was a really cool album. It took me a couple listens to get used to the new sound, or kind of the contrast in sound compared to 90059. But I dig it. It's a little on the trappier, hyphier production side of things, but it's a really enjoyable, like well thought out, kind of cohesive piece. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it flows together well. I think it tells a good story. You know, I think it plays up to the, title, Redemption. It kind of follows going from the bloodiest, once again, recounting the motorcycle accident.
Right.
Read up on that if you don't know. That took place a couple years ago, 2.5 years ago, with J-Rock. And ends with win. It just sort of like ends on a really triumphant note. So it sort of just travels.
Very
it has
celebratory.
This arc. Tracks on there that really stood out for you, or anything that really just like popped for you?
Troopers is probably like my go-to like hype track. I really like some of the storytelling on ES Tales and Broke Plus Minus.
Yeah.
I thought those were kind of the more like, I don't want to say like J-Rocky tracks, but definitely kind of that like street storytelling that I had grown accustomed to. I also really like, and I didn't at first, but Win. It's a really nice close to the album.
Yeah, Win definitely feels kind of un-J-Rockish. I mean, it almost feels like on Top Dog sound, but it just feels so good. Like, you just want to listen to it over and over again. ES Tales, I think. ES Tales, Broke Plus or Minus for me, are like two.
And Out of Sight, Out of Mind with J. Cole.
Yeah.
That's a nice track there. In the video, also very fitting.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind, feeling like I'm running out of time.
Yeah, that's the thing. J-Rock has a lot of accompanying visual to go along with this album. They really put him forward for this release. Like, they put a lot of time, and I think it's.
And those were all day-free,
little
homie videos. So
yeah, you know what to expect from those if you've seen anything that he puts out. I think it's nice to see, once again, just like on the side note of Win, if you watch any of the little sort of mini documentaries that have been put out from Top Dog.
Road to Redemption.
Everybody talks about J-Rock as this like real team player. He has definitely put that label first rather than himself first.
Definitely.
And I think that, like, in a strange way, like, without sounding corny, like, he's winning with this, and everybody else is winning along with him. Like, he's finally getting some recognition.
Well, it's kind of cool to see K-Dot as J-Rock's hype man, like, again, kind of full circle.
Yeah.
When TDE was kind of fresh on the scene, as these documentaries kind of explain, J-Rock was kind of the front man for the label, and K-Dot was, you know, the homie with the ad-libs and with, you know, the stage dives and kind of just that, like, I'm here for you, bro. And now that K-Dot is, you know, supposedly the greatest rapper alive, they say, it's kind of cool to see him, like, behind J-Rock again.
Yeah.
And, like, supporting J-Rock with, you know, those same kind of ad-libs and, like, just kind of, like, powerful, like, creative, like, supportive energy. And that freestyle track, that was fucking cool.
Yeah, Wildin' Freestyle?
Yeah, the WoW freestyle.
Yeah, that is... I mean, I think that it, once again, sort of teases this idea of either, like, a black hippie project, or I think I've heard a lot of people just calling for sort of that Kendrick, Eastside Johnny, like, let's put it together and just do it together kind of thing. Yeah, it's great. It's worth the wait. You know, once again, he wins.
Yeah, give it a listen. Check out Road to Redemption. There's 2 videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the videos for The Bloodiest, Out of Sight, Out of Mind, and Win are also worth watching.
Definitely. So, check it.
Yeah. Alright, so about 6 episodes ago, I had to painfully watch Tim throw Illmatic in the trash can. And here we are, at the end of June, and Nas has a new album. And we both listened to the whole thing. And we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
What did you think about Nasir?
Oh, man. So, if you're watching this, you probably listened to it. You know what's going on. It's part of Kanye's month of Kanye releases. His sort of 7-track system.
The third of 4.
That he's got going on. You know, dramatically, I threw that Illmatic record away. Obviously, I grew up listening to Nas. Can't not listen to Nas, especially with this being hyped the way it was. The idea that Kanye was going to bring solid production. Nas has suffered for the majority of his, like, working career from terrible sound. Like, I mean, his albums are just... It's, you know, sort of a
inconsistency as well.
1/3 to 2/3 ratio of just filler and things that do not fit his style, or he does not rise to the verbal occasion to like, you know, justify what's been given to him.
Right. And part of that, we've talked about the fact that Illmatic kind of got this instant classic treatment.
Right.
A pinnacle of New York hip hop.
The bar was set pretty high.
Yeah.
When you get big that quick and your album kind of gets set permanently in that hip hop Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And we only hear from you every 5 to 8 years.
Well, I mean, he was pretty prolific there for a moment, but then it dwindled over time, and then it just fell off. For sure. I mean, I think he knew what was going on. I mean, I think that he probably felt the pressure from the public, you know, like everybody wants a lot. I mean, he suffers from sort of like almost like a Mozart complex in the sense that like the greatest thing he ever created was right at the beginning and he could never come back and reproduce that. Or that like bar was set so high in our minds that he wasn't going to be able to.
Right. And that's my point. Like, the audience
is
looking for Illmatic.
Right.
No matter what Nas record they're listening to.
Right. So,
but anyway, jumping back to summer 2018, Kanye West produces a 7-track album for Nas.
Right. Did you go into it expecting Illmatic?
No, I didn't. I went into it expecting Kanye West, and what I discovered was, unsurprisingly, Kanye West. All over that album.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. And it was also nice and sort of refreshing for Nas's comeback to be, you know, somewhat political and poignant in tone and content. But there's a lot of bias, and I don't know, like kind of filter up for me if I haven't already made that perfectly clear. And I also went into it hoping for some sort of commentary on what we discussed in episode 1.5 when you threw the Illmatic in the trash can.
Yeah.
In all of its 26 minute glory, Nas did not once talk about the thing, the allegations or truth behind the allegations that he
domestic abuse.
Yeah. Was very, very violent and has been for a very long time towards
I think
his ex-wife.
And allegations, and there might be others, but that's not the place for this right now. Yeah.
Regardless, there was really no mention of that. It was nice to hear Nas kind of put in his 2 cents or more on police violence and the overall political climate in our country right now.
White kids are brought it alive. Black kids get hit with like 5.
But yeah, maybe that's just the bottom line. Expectations were up here.
Right.
And kind of the overall outcome for me was some cool bars with some like extremely Kanye West production.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable and it was very listenable, but yeah.
I mean, so I'm gonna have to not fully disagree, but I definitely had different feelings about it, and I'm taking, all of the stuff that was sort of levied against him, allegations off the table. I'm even taking Illmatic off the table, because ultimately I was just curious to see if in 7 tracks he could bring all the fire, because the thing is, it's 7 tracks, so you have to start strong and finish strong. And I feel like with the Kanye releases that showed up, at least for me, Pusha T, if you haven't seen us talk about that, go back and listen to that. He does.
Yeah.
Daytona just lit all the way through. For me on this, I feel like it kind of it bowed out in the middle. Like it starts well. It starts very triumphant, not for radio. I really did get into it beat wise, Kanye wise. Cop Shot the Kid was very cool.
Yeah.
It almost felt like not a Nas track though. I feel like some of it, and this might not be my place to say this, but Nas almost feels maybe old or out of touch. Not that he's not in tune with what's going on, but I almost some of it just feels like dated for him in a strange way, and I don't know how to explain that fully, but it just has not a current feel to it. I think also listening to the J-Rock album and looking for things that feel genuine and real and in the moment. Everything was the standout track on that album. I really did enjoy that, and I feel like he spoke to a lot of really interesting and important things.
People do anything to be involved in everything. Inclusion is a hell of a drug. Some people have everything they probably ever wanted in life and never have enough. I had everything.
But overall, once again, it just kind of fell short for me, and that's not even I don't even think it's subconsciously waiting for I'm done waiting for an Illmatic. I know that's not going to happen, and that's fine. But even for this sort of Kanye 7-track test, it doesn't bring everything that it should, and I don't know if that's because Nas can't flow with what Kanye brings to him, or if Nas, he's kind of been out of the game. He has not been doing stuff. If he is performing, he's just outperforming whatever, his bangers,
Yeah.
what everybody wants to hear. He's not bringing new stuff to the table, not that I know of anyway. And some of it felt, sluggish and didn't like rise to the occasion. Now, and I don't know how that works with Kanye. I don't know if Kanye like tries to work with him, or if he's just like, this is what I set up for you. Get in the booth, make it work. And Nas, for me, on some of them, just couldn't make it happen.
Well, didn't you say they had gone through at least a few different versions of the album before?
I don't know how the Nas album worked.
Yeah.
The Daytona, like,
with Pusha.
with Pusha T, like, it was multiple iterations. This one almost felt like Nas just kind of, like, was approached. The way it feels like other rappers are being approached or approaching Kanye. I mean, now there's, like, talk that Chance is doing something, and I don't know how that works. Now, like, Pusha T is the president of good music. Of course, like, that's going to be fucking all the screws are tightened.
Yeah, and
like,
much more
everything
hands-on.
is- yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I will say comparative to Life is Good and whatever was before that, I think it was just like I think it was just self-titled, or they had to call it self-titled, but he has like the N branded into his back album. Because I can't repeat the rest of it. I refuse to say that. This is sonically far better, for sure. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up.
Well, let us know what you think. Give it a listen. Maybe you already have. We got a comment box down below. All right, so if you're looking for something a little less political and a little less kind of over the top or
Dark
heavy.
and sad as
Yeah,
Nas's life story.
look to AK the Savior's new mixtape, Second to None. AK you may know from the Underachievers, part of that whole Beast Coast movement, Flatbush Zombies, Joey Badass, Capital Steez.
Chuck Strangers.
Yeah. They're the two weirdos in superhero outfits.
Took a lot of acid.
Indigo Children. It's a fun mixtape if you know the Underachievers or if you know AK from some of his other solo mixtape work. Pretty standard, I want to say in the 12 track range.
Sort of just current beats from current
just
artists.
Contemporary,
stuff that's, like, hype
fun,
right now.
just kind of banging production with some
sharp rhymes.
Yeah, sharp rhymes. It's fun.
It's a palate
It's a good way to
cleanser.
close off the month.
Yeah, it's a palate cleanser.
I
for
think
sure.
we've been looking for a lot in our music the past few months.
Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of just relax and just kind of have fun with it. And Second to None was definitely that kind of mixtape.
They can't be the sensei, heal a nigga like Dente. Smoking on them chem strings, losing cells out my...
Yeah. Dope MC who just drops dope bars over, like, banging beats.
Yeah.
I think is...
Yeah.
I mean...
And cool little shout out to Capital Steez, who we're both a huge fan of, on the front cover. All these guys, like I said, worked really closely with Flatbush Zombies and Joey and Stilo, who all get a lot more credit than the Underachievers, and that's kind of in the namesake there.
Yeah.
So definitely check out AK and Issa Gold.
Yeah.
On Spotify, YouTube, wherever, and enjoy.
Yeah. All right, so the end of the month saw the release of Westside Gunn's Supreme Blientel, a.k.a. Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, previous sort of name for the album, sort of scrapped, probably for legal reasons.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, and they probably don't have the rights to use his name.
He killed his family.
Yeah, dead wrestler that probably don't have the rights to use the name for it. I don't know. Not a whole lot to say. We never really talk about stuff like this. This is, I think, sort of more like my niche sound. Like, this is the weird stuff that I listen to. People who are familiar with Griselda Records know what's up. If you're not, definitely go listen to it. Griselda is sort of the home of Westside Gunn, Conway the Machine, both really just excellent music coming out of like a small sort of group of artists up in Buffalo, New York. Grimy street sound with like a mixture of, you know, sort of macabre political messages and takes and pop culture references and wrestling. There is a lot of wrestling.
So Chris Benoit, I think I speak for everybody when I ask this one simple question. Why? Why, Chris? Why?
So check it out. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting sort of features on there. They got some Jadakiss. They even got Anderson .Paak. Don't quite know how they pulled him in on that,
True.
but track is good.
Face tags him down, we was back and wait. Fiend almost scratched his arm off, he couldn't wait.
So yeah, that's Supreme Blientel. You know, turn off the Drake, put on the Westside Gunn, enjoy yourself.
There you go.
You know, a July. Yep,
Yes, sir.
we out.
All right, folks, so that's June Roundup Volume 2. If you haven't watched Volume 1, the link is below if you're interested. We talk about Dizzy Wright, Currency, Kanye West, and Kid Cudi. Sorry, we didn't talk about Drake's Scorpion.
I'm upset.
Don't really give a fuck. We wasted enough time, 2 or 3 weeks, at least 2 full episodes, talking about Drake and Pusha T's rap beef.
Pusha B's
Pusha Beef.
rap beef.
That's his new name now.
T.
Pusha Beef.
Words.
Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. We don't just do reviews. We'll be doing plenty of debates, commentaries, conversations, throwbacks, whatever, you name it.
Yep.
Literally, you name it. Go ahead and
Let
put
us
a
know.
comment in
Yeah.
the field below. Let us
Yeah.
know. Follow us.
Yeah, do all the things, all the social media things. We're looking for you at Rap Roll Call on Twitter, Instagram. There's a Facebook link. It's all right here on this page somewhere. So look for it. Click on all of them. Click on the bell that gives you notifications when a new video
Definitely
shows
must.
up. And subscribe to this YouTube channel. You know, we appreciate all the support that we've gotten so far, and we just look forward to continue to do this and, you know, talking about the things that you guys want to hear us talk about. So let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you. You got anything else?
Happy birthday, Trip. You know who you are.
We'll see you next week.
Adios.
Out.